Dwyane Wade, a name synonymous with championships, clutch plays, and electrifying athleticism. He's a three-time NBA champion, a Finals MVP, and a 13-time All-Star. But what truly made him special? Where does he rank among the all-time greats? And how good was Wade, actually? For years, D-Wade terrorized opposing defenses with his lightning-quick first step, acrobatic finishes, and an uncanny ability to draw fouls. He redefined what a shooting guard could be, seamlessly blending brute force with finesse. From the moment he stepped onto the NBA hardwood, he was a force of nature, a player who consistently rose to the occasion in the biggest moments. This video dives deep into the incredible journey of Flash, from his extraordinarily tough upbringing in the challenging streets of Chicago to becoming the face of a championship franchise and an undeniable icon of the sport. We'll explore the pivotal moments that shaped his career, the injuries he battled, and the strategic decisions that defined his legacy. Get ready to witness how Dwyane Wade carved out his place in basketball history, proving that heart and determination can overcome any obstacle and cementing himself as one of the most exciting and impactful players to ever grace the court. Did Dwyane Wade's Flash nickname perfectly capture his game? Let us know in the comments below. If you're ready to explore the legend of D-Wade, be sure to like this video and subscribe to Hoops Hindsight for more incredible basketball stories. Some of the toughest and best NBA players ever came from the south side of Chicago, a place where murder and violence are an everyday occurrence. But of all of them, Dwyane Wade had arguably the toughest road to the NBA. Growing up in one of the most dangerous parts of the world, even his home wasn't safe. Dwyane's mother was a heroin addict who rarely spent time with her son. When she was home, she was hanging out with drug dealers, creating a chaotic and unstable environment. Young Dwyane was traumatized when police broke into their house and arrested his mom. This early exposure to the harsh realities of addiction and crime left a deep impression on him. Then one day, his older sister, Tragil, made a move that probably saved Dwyane's life. She told him they were going to the movies, but she actually took him to their father, who lived with his new family in the Chicago suburbs. This was a pivotal moment, offering Dwyane a chance at a different life, away from the immediate dangers he had known. There, the small-statured Dwyane started playing basketball with his stepbrothers. He was usually the smallest player on every court, but Wade was always the fastest. This inherent quickness, combined with a burgeoning love for the game, laid the foundation for his future dominance. As he matured, Wade eventually sprouted to 6 feet 4 inches in shoes, with a freakishly long 6'11" wingspan and explosive rocket fuel in his bounce. He became a nightmare for opposing guards. His athleticism and super quickness allowed him to excel. As a high school senior, he averaged an impressive 27 points and 11 rebounds, earning himself a scholarship from Marquette University. At Marquette, Wade continued to hone his skills. As a sophomore, he led the team in scoring and was the best ball thief in the entire conference, showcasing his defensive prowess. However, his best was yet to come. In his junior season, Wade averaged 21.5 points and played stellar defense, leading Marquette to a level of success they hadn't reached in 25 years. The highlight of his collegiate career came in the Elite Eight, where Marquette was a heavy underdog against the title favorite Kentucky, who had won 26 consecutive games. But they didn't have Wade, whose drives to the basket were unstoppable. He dominated with 29 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, and 4 blocked shots in one of the biggest upsets of the season. D-Wade became a national sensation overnight. However, when Marquette lost by 40 points in the Final Four, some NBA scouts feared that his game against Kentucky was a fluke, questioning his consistency and whether his elite performance was a one-off. But the old fox, Pat Riley, the savvy president of the Miami Heat, knew better. In the famously stacked 2003 NBA draft, the Miami Heat selected Dwyane Wade with the 5th overall pick, a decision that would forever alter the franchise's destiny. Did you know about the incredible obstacles Dwyane Wade overcame on his journey to the NBA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're inspired by his story, Please like this video and subscribe to Hoops Hindsight for more deep dives into basketball legends. Even though he was shorter than most players at his position and wasn't a good outside shooter, Dwyane Wade quickly established himself as one of the best shooting guards in the NBA. Wade was strong, quick, and athletic, possessing a killer first step and superb handles. He could keep the ball on a string, dance around opposing defenders, and drive to the basket whenever he wanted. He averaged an impressive 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 4.5 assists, finishing third in the Rookie of the Year voting, behind LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony. Wade helped the Heat make the playoffs for the first time in 3 years, where he gave a taste of the clutch killer he was. In his playoff debut against the New Orleans Hornets, D-Wade beautifully crossed over Baron Davis and made a tough floater for the win, instantly announcing his arrival on the big stage. Even though the Heat lost in the second round, Wade averaged over 20 points in the playoffs as a rookie, and one big free agent saw that something good was cooking in Miami. After a messy divorce with Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal left the Lakers and joined the Miami Heat to compete alongside Dwyane Wade. In his sophomore year, Wade averaged 24 points and 7 assists in the regular season. Despite Shaq's arrival, D-Wade was undeniably the best player on the Heat and was named to his first All-Star team. Due to his otherworldly quickness and fast-twitch athleticism, Shaq gave him the legendary nickname, Flash. With Shaq in the middle and D-Wade's unstoppable drives to the basket, the Heat won 59 games in the season to secure the #1 seed. In the conference finals against Detroit, Wade played spectacularly, averaging 27 points per game and leading the Heat to a 3-2 advantage in the series. Unfortunately, he got injured and missed Game 6. He returned for Game 7, but he clearly wasn't at 100%, and the Pistons won the series, deferring Miami's championship aspirations for another year. Come 2006, Wade improved his numbers in every category, averaging 27 points, 6 boards, 7 assists, and 2 steals per game. In the conference finals, Miami avenged the loss to the Pistons. Wade played the best basketball of his career, leading all scorers with 26 points per game and shooting an unbelievable 62% from the field in the series. However, in the finals against the Dallas Mavericks, things couldn't look worse for the Heat. They lost the first 2 games and trailed by 13 with 6 minutes to go in Game 3. Even though he was the youngest player on the Heat, Dwyane said to his teammates, "I ain't going down like this." Wade then went on a scoring tear, scoring 12 of the final 20 Miami points, forcing a miraculous turnaround. The Heat won in overtime, and D-Wade finished with 42 points and 13 rebounds. Game 4 was a blowout, and Wade led Miami to victory with 36 points. In Game 5, Miami was trailing by 2 with 10 seconds to go. Wade took things into his own hands and made the clutch basket to send the game to overtime. In OT, the Mavs led in the final seconds, and it again seemed like the Heat would lose, but then Wade somehow split 3 defenders and made a drive to the basket until he got fouled. He calmly hit both free throws with 2 seconds remaining to give the Heat a 1-point lead and the victory. In Game 6, the Flash was cooking again. He was nailing jumpers, blocking shots, and doing whatever it took to win. The Heat ultimately prevailed and won the championship with Wade as the Finals MVP. He averaged an astounding 34.7 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and nearly 3 steals per game. It was complete domination on both ends of the floor in one of the slowest-paced finals ever, and his 34.7 points per game are even more impressive if you consider that the Heat averaged just 92 points in the series. At the time, Wade's 33.8 player efficiency rating was the best ever mark in the finals. Was Dwyane Wade's 2006 finals performance the most dominant by a guard ever? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you're loving this deep dive into D-Wade's career, be sure to like this video and subscribe to Hoops Hindsight for more incredible basketball stories. Final years, legacy, and all-time ranking. After the crushing loss in the 2014 finals, LeBron James decided to ditch the aging Wade and go home to Cleveland, marking the end of the Big Three era in Miami. Without James in the lineup, Wade was still good enough to make the All-Star team, but he and Chris Bosh weren't healthy enough to make a significant push in the playoffs. In 2016, Wade became a free agent, and a contract dispute led to a breakdown in communication with Heat president Pat Riley. Wade bolted for Chicago, choosing to play for his hometown Bulls. He averaged a solid 18 points per game at the age of 35, proving he still had plenty left in the tank. The next season, he briefly reunited with LeBron in Cleveland. However, the Cavaliers had horrible chemistry and defensive issues throughout the season. In a mid-season trade that saw half of the Cavs' roster traded away, Wade was given the opportunity to return home. He played his last season and a half in Miami, ultimately finishing his illustrious career in front of his beloved fans in Wade County, a fitting end to a spectacular journey. There are only two shooting guards in NBA history who had better careers than D. Wade, and they are named Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. Wade shares a lot of similarities with both Bryant and Jordan, namely his clutch gene and a relentless desire to win at all costs, no matter if he was healthy or hurt. He was a pitfall defensively, excellent both on the ball and as a help side defender. Dwyane Wade is the best shot blocker in NBA history for players listed at 6 feet 4 inches or lower, and amongst guards, only Jordan has more career blocks than Wade. This speaks volumes about his athleticism and defensive instincts. Offensively, there was probably no one in NBA history who was better at splitting the pick and roll than him. Kobe Bryant even said that Wade was the hardest player he ever had to guard in the screening role because he would just explode and disappear. True to his nickname, Flash, Wade's other unique superpower was baiting opponents into fouls with his pump fakes. Even though he wasn't a good three-point shooter, Wade was deadly in the mid-range. When he faked a shot, it looked almost exactly the same as when he actually did shoot, and there wasn't anybody in the NBA who wasn't fooled by Wade's trickery. We'll remember him for his killer mentality, countless game winners, unstoppable drives to the basket, and silky smooth acrobatic finishes at the rim. If doctors hadn't surgically removed his meniscus during his college career, Wade's knees would have probably lasted a few years more. But despite having a shorter prime than LeBron, Kobe, or Jordan when he was at his best, Dwyane Wade was just as good as any of them. His legacy is one of unwavering determination, explosive talent, and an unshakable will to win. He may not have played as long at his absolute peak as some other legends, but the impact he made during his prime was undeniable, cementing his status as one of the greatest shooting guards of all time. What's your favorite Dwyane Wade memory? Was it a clutch shot, an incredible block, or his iconic flash moves? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey through the career of a true legend, please like this video and subscribe to Hoops Hindsight for more deep dives into basketball's greatest players.